Didn't go live the other night, did it? Ah! I am live. I am live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Nick's Sunday Night Quiz. Great to see so many of you already signed on and raring to go. Lydia and I have been just going through the questions and found at least half a dozen mistakes already tonight, but never mind. Things are going to get better as we go, I'm sure. So, without further ado, it was a real job tonight trying to get the link into Facebook tonight. It just would not copy the link for some strange reason. So I hope everybody can find me. Oh, well, that'll teach them for not signing up to Nick's Sunday Night Quizzes, I suppose, won't it? Anyway, great to see we've got Lisa Lasky just joining us, and she said Team UK USA reporting for duty. Afternoon all from a very warm and sunny California. What more will we expect from California? To be fair, Lisa, it's not been a bad day here today. We've had cloud, we've had sunshine. When the sun has come out, it's been very pleasant. Not very warm particularly. And we're in for a good storm tomorrow by the looks of things. I think we've got some kind of thing coming across the North Atlantic from your way. Well, at least coming from America anyway. So let's hope it's not too bad. But, of course, it's a bank holiday Monday, so what do we expect, really, I suppose? Andrew Lewis has just joined us. He's saying, good evening, everyone, from Jane and Andrew in sunny Yelvertoft. So good evening to you two. Hope all is well. I trust you'll be joining Martin and Tina when they log on in a little while to give us your strong team, the weak links, of course. Ian Miller's just joined us. Good evening, Ian. I hope you're full of good jokes tonight, Ian. Not least, I don't want you making any silly jokes about Man United not playing this afternoon, but never mind. It was a bit of a disaster this afternoon, actually, because I'd got it penciled in to watch the Grand Prix on my phone, and I tried. I couldn't get a good feed. It wouldn't have it at all, so I gave up with that. I thought, oh, well, the football's on in a minute. We'll watch that. So I clicked on that, and then it's been postponed. So I thought, oh, dear, typical. So I haven't been watching anything this afternoon. But never mind. We've just had Jed and Tracy joining us in. So good evening, Jed and Tracy. I hope you're all keeping well and raring to do tonight's quiz. Again, we've got 6 rounds of general rubbish to keep you going. I hope you'll all learn 1 or 2 facts tonight. And we'll try and keep the scores as close as possible. That's hoping that you can all obviously answer all the questions correctly, which is what it's all about. Debbie's just joined us, so good evening, Debbie. I hope you're keeping well. She's saying evening all. Martin's also just joined us from the Weak Links. He says Weak Links are now quarate and online, raring to go. So good evening, Martin and Tina. Hope you're both keeping well and raring to go with tonight's quiz. Now, as always, we will be starting off tonight. It'll be first round will be entitled Sunday, whatever it is, the 2nd of April, Sunday the 2nd of April. May. Sorry, the wife's just pointed out we're not in April anymore. We're in May. Sorry about that. So let me just get my quiz up, and then I can actually whiz through the rounds and tell you what they are. Right. So Sundays, have I called it April? Oh, no. I have as well. Oh, well, never mind. We'll call it, just for the sake of calling it something, we'll call it Sunday the 2nd of April, even if it is Sunday the 2nd of May, but never mind. So wait a minute, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 possible answers to round 1. Oh dear, never mind. There's the first mistake. We've only just spotted that one, but never mind. Carol's just joined us, so he said Cornish Tyke is here in a sunny Cornwall. Just got back from the evening, a stroll with the dog, and it's very cold for May. Well, it is cold for May, there's no doubt. So we went out for a stroll this afternoon, home around the block to see how far it was, and it was quite sunny and warm, I have to say, but only whilst we were in the sun. As soon as you get in the shade, it's suddenly got a bit cooler, there's no doubt. Mick and Bev have just joined us. So, good evening to Mick and Bev. I hope you're both keeping well. Robin's we're tired of the rich cliche. Who owns your quiz and so will be invading your house before it starts? Oh dear. Kevin's just joined us as well from the Rugby Rotary Club. So good evening to all my friends in Rotary. I hope you're all keeping well and raring to do another quiz tonight. 6 rounds of general knowledge to keep you going. We start off round 1 supposed to be entitled Sunday the 2nd of May, but for some reason I've written Sunday the 2nd of April. So you've got questions about Sunday the 2nd of April tonight. SUNDAY 2NDAPRIL. Yeah, typical, but never mind. Round number 2 tonight will be entitled Art and Literature. Art and Literature, so I hope you enjoy an Art and Literature round. Nothing too testing, that's round number 2. Round number 3 tonight is a connections round. 9 questions on general knowledge, plus a final question asking for a connection between the previous 9 answers. So we've got, as I say, the Rotary Club have joined us and PRS have just joined us. So good evening to Matthew and Claire. I hope you two are all right, as well as obviously Robin. Ian's, what's that? Well, I had 3/4 of a bottle of, what's that? Kylie's Merlot. And now Bacardi, Dyson Coke. So might nod off. Dyson Coke. I think you meant Ice and Coke, I was presumably, Ian. Yeah, well, let's see how long we can keep you awake for. Pinky and Perky have just joined us, so good evening to Pinky and Perky. And Sarah's just joined us, Sarah and Russ, our friends from Worcester. So let's hope you're all keeping well. We've got a full team tonight, Sarah? I hope so. Dave and Ann Anderson have also just joined us from a sunny, I'm sure, Essex. I don't know what it's like. What's the weather like, Dave? Let you and Ann let me know, and we'll see what the weather is around the UK. It's been very patchy here today. In fact, we've got a very big black cloud just coming over Rugby as I speak, so we might well have a bit of rain before the end of this evening, but we will see. Round number 4 tonight is an initial letter link. An initial letter link, we have 10 questions on general knowledge, where the answer to the final question can be spelt out by rearranging the first letters of the first words in the first 9 answers. So that's round 4, an initial letter link. Mike Yates has just joined in. Carol's just said round 3. Is it just to torture me? You know I hate connections. I can't do lateral thinking. You might get it tonight, Carol. We'll see. There will be one week you're going to say, I've got it. No problem at all, straight away. Yeah, sometimes when you look at things, you can get them straight away. Otherwise, you're looking at them forever and still can't get anything. Round number 5 is a straightforward geography round. A geography round, nothing too tricky there. Oh dear, Royce just said, hey Nick, I was so close to winning the most congested nose competition, but I blew it at the last minute. Very good, Roy, I like that one. Famous 5 have just joined us. Good evening, John, Hillary, hope you're all keeping well and raring to go with tonight's quiz. Dave's just saying, we've been in Norfolk all day visiting family, quite sunny this evening. Excellent. Graham and Jane have just joined us from Upper Toft. I wonder what the weather's been there as well. So good evening to you, Graham and Jane. I hope you're keeping well and raring to go with another one of Nick's Sunday night's quizzes. As I say, we'll probably be doing these for a little while, certainly into June, July time before we can get going in the pub again. And then, unfortunately, I will have to stop broadcasting live to the nation, which is a shame, but never mind. Oh, Ian's just put makes a change for Liverpool not to lose. Well, yeah, I suppose a postponed match. That's fair enough, he says knowingly. Now then, as I said, round 5 tonight is geography round, and round number 6, of course, is just some general trivia. Just general trivia stuff that you may not know or may know. Nothing too testing there, he says knowingly. Anyway, it's great to see so many people already joined us. We've got a few minutes to go. I was going to give you last week's winners. Unfortunately, I wrote them down on this piece of paper and I haven't got any on there. So who's claiming first place for last week? Was it Split the Difference, the Quizzy Rascals, PRS, Home Alone 6? I can't remember. There were quite a few teams that were very close last week. And I'm sorry, but I didn't manage to listen to last week's quiz and write them all down again, but never mind. So all those that took part last week will know. Right, Home Alone 6 have just reported in. So good evening, Carol and Glenn, and certainly I know Roy's joined us. So you've got 2/3 of the team already. I presume you're going to get the rest of the team. Is it tonight, Home Alone 6, or is it just the 4 of you tonight? You'll have to let me know. Georgia and Rory have just joined us. The Yorkers have signed in. Now then, Georgia, have you got Linda with you tonight? Or are you two on your own as well? Pick a Mix have just joined us. So good evening, Pick a Mix. What's this? Carol's just said yesterday, the 1st of May should have been our famous Padstow Obios Festival, but the second year has had to be postponed. Bring on May 2022. Well, it is tricky still. It's very, very tricky at the moment for any of us to book, certainly foreign holidays. It's been an absolute nightmare. As you probably know, me and Angela and I, often go to India every year, and that looks definitely off the books at the moment, doesn't it? I can't see us getting out there in the near future. It's a bit of a shame, but never mind. I send them our best, but that's about as much we're going to do. What's this? Ian's just put, after their pitch invasion today, the Orham League are to punish Man United by making them play next match behind closed doors. Oh dear, oh dear. I think my brother Greg was looking forward very much to crowds being allowed back into the football stadium. Now then, Matthew's just asked me, I think we won last Sunday. By the way, how's the power generation? PRS are claiming a victory last week. Well played, PRS. If it was you, and I'm sure it probably was there or thereabouts. Power generation, we've had, I was going to say, a record April sunshine, but we haven't. We were pipped by last year's April sunshine. That's from rugby point of view, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind. I thought we were going to break all records. If it hadn't been for that last day, we would have broken the record and would have had a record sun generation for April, but never mind. We're into May now, so not been a great first day, but never mind. Right, George is just saying Linda has joined us. She's raring to go. Excellent. So good evening, Linda. I hope you're well. Don Quixote have just joined us. So good evening, Ian. And he's saying Don Quixote signing in from inner rugby, outer rugby, and outer rugby, in brackets, London. What's the Manchester contingent? Are they all camped outside Old Trafford at the moment? Squeaky Pub have just joined us. They're going, hello, Neil and Tracy, clocking in from a rainy Woolston. Oh, dear. Yeah, well, as I say, we've possibly got some rain on the way here. Looks definitely grey towards Woolston as I look out of my window here. Michelle's just saying, Charlie and Michelle all ready to go. James not yet here. I presume he's been training, has he? Michelle, you'll have to let me know. Good evening. Quizzy Rascals are all just joined us, so now we're in trouble. Paula and the Quizzy Rascals are raring to go for one more of the next marvellous Sunday night quizzes. Keep you all on your toes. Trisha's just joined us. So Trish is saying Ridgway's checking in. No Anthony tonight. Oh dear. So that's Paul and Trisha joining in. I'll be into where's Anthony got to tonight then? Can't he join you via satellite link or something? Never mind. Oh dear. Roy's saying I bet they wish they'd closed the doors at Old Trafford today. God knows how they all got in. Something to do with going through the I don't know, the football the club. I don't know. I think they got through the mega store, didn't they, somehow? I don't know, into the... Never mind. Dean Johnson's just joined us. What's the best Indian restaurant in Rugby? The Dilruba, question mark. Well, we can have a bit of a debate about that. Everybody that's from Rugby is more than welcome to post their little bit in the chat column there and give Dean some help with what the best Indian restaurant is in Rugby. Blimey, Trish is saying Anthony's working. He's coaching in Gravesend. Excellent. For all those that don't know, Anthony is a coach, and he he coaches people. Well, let's go back and just tell you the names of these rounds. Yes, sorry, he's a cheerleading coach, just in case you wanted to know. Right, round number one tonight is entitled, for some strange, absurd reason, it's entitled Sunday, the 2nd of April. Yes, I know we're in May, but unfortunately I wrote this quiz the other day when we were in April, so my mind obviously was still in April mode and didn't, I forgot to put it into May mode, but never mind. Would have made it a bit shorter actually, but never mind. Round number 2 tonight, that is going to be entitled, what have we got? Art and Literature. We've got Art and Literature, 10 general knowledge questions on something to do with art and or literature. Or round number 3 tonight is entitled Connections, where there are 9 questions. They're all general knowledge, plus a final question asking for a connection between the previous 9 answers. Round number 4 tonight, this is one for Carol Green. She loves, oh no, sorry. Round number 4 is an initial letter link. Again, 10 questions on general knowledge where the answer to the final question can be spelled out by rearranging the first letters of the first words in the first 9 answers. We get the idea there. We've got, where are we? Geography round for number 5. And round number 6 is just some general trivia to get you going. Right then, without further ado, we have 55 concurrent users online at the moment. So let's get ourselves going. What's this? Michel said played with his work football team and scored for a win, celebrating with a drink. Hopefully, Joe joining us soon, yes. Penny Graham, evening, Nick and everyone. Sorry, late problems with internet connection. Oh, well, sorry about that, Penny. I'm sure it's probably your end, not mine, but never mind. Michel's just put the Exotica, Lower Hill Road is a very good, that's a good Indian restaurant. Don Quixote's Mank is in Rugby this weekend. Excellent, that's what I like to see. All right then, Dean, are we raring to go? Footy Fox 86 have also just joined us, and they're saying good evening. The Dosa Village, South Indian, is also very good. Yes, one we've tried as well. That's another good restaurant. Right then, everybody, back to round 1. Here we go then, eyes round, looking, starting with the letter S. What is the common name given to Allium ascalonium? It looks like a small, elongated onion, but with a milder flavour and a hint of garlic. Often used in Indian restaurants. You're getting plenty of recommendations here. Dean, I hope you're taking notes. Cinnamon Lounge, Spice Lounge. So what is the common name given to Allium ascalonium? It looks like a small elongated onion, but with a milder flavour and a hint of garlic. That starts with the letter S. It's a one-word answer I'm after. Pretty straightforward. Number 2, I had to laugh a little bit at this when I read it. Starting with the letter U, which kind of gives this one away a bit. In 1895, the trade magazine, The Embalmer's Monthly, put out a call for a new name for the profession to distance itself with which common title, a term that was then perceived to have been tarnished by its association with death. So in 1895, the trade magazine, The Embalmer's Monthly, put out a call for a new name for the profession to distance itself from which common title, a term that was then perceived to have been tarnished by its association with death. And that's just a one-word answer I'm after, really. Don't think too hard about that. Pretty straightforward. So let's move on to question number 3, starting with the letter N, also known as nicotinic acid. What is the common name for an organic compound and a form of vitamin B3, itself an essential human nutrient? So question 3 again, also known as nicotinic acid. What is the common name for an organic compound and a form of vitamin B3, itself an essential human nutrient? That starts with the letter N. Again, just a one-word answer I'm after. And if it's any help, it's not nicotine. Question number 4. Complete this Old English proverb. Every man or woman is the architect of his own or her own what? So complete the Old English proverb. Every man is the architect of his own what? It starts with the letter D, and it's a one-word answer. Question number 5, starting with the letter A, which makes this pretty straightforward. What Greek letter is used to categorize the brightest star in a constellation? So question 5 again, what Greek letter is used to categorize the brightest star in a constellation? Question number 6, starting with the letter Y. Again, a one-word answer. Only You was the debut single by which English synth pop duo? It was written by member Vince Clarke while still with Depeche Mode, but recorded in 1982 after forming the band with Alison Moyet. So question 6 again. Only You, great song it was the debut single by which English synth pop duo? It was written by member Vince Clarke while still with Depeche Mode, but recorded in 1982 after forming the band with Alison Moyet. That's if you call them a band with 2 members, I suppose. I don't know. Or didn't want to repeat the word pop duo, I suppose. Question number 7 starts with the number 2, as in the second. At least I've got that right tonight. How many years of marriage are celebrated with the giving of a traditional gift of china or porcelain? So question 7 again. How many years of marriage are celebrated with the giving of a traditional gift of china or porcelain? Perhaps they're a rock band. Perhaps they were, Robin. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What's Ian just put? I just caught my foreskin in my zip. That's the last time I wear these boots. You stupid boy. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Question number 8 is a 2-word answer. I'm looking for a 2-word answer. It's a person's name. So starting with the letter N for his first name, born in Grantham, Lincolnshire, who was the long-running presenter of the comedy radio show Just a Minute and hosted the game show Sale of the Century during the 1970s and early 1980s. You tell him, Martin, that famous rock band Coldplay. We all know that one. Coldplay seems to cover virtually every genre there is. But I'm not sure about duo. We'll see. Question number 8 again. Born in Grantham, Lincolnshire, who was the long-running presenter of the comedy radio show Just a Minute and hosted the game show Sale of the Century during the 1970s and early 1980s? That's a 2-word answer starting with the letter N. Question number 9. I just need his surname. This starts with the letter D. So surname starting with the letter D. What was the surname of the American actor who won the Academy Award for Best Actor in 1978 for The Goodbye Girl? He starred as an electrical engineer in Close Encounters of the Third Kind and as a marine biologist in Jaws. So I just need to know his surname, and it starts with the letter D. So what was the surname of the American actor who won the Academy Award for Best Actor in 1978 for The Goodbye Girl? He starred as an electrical engineer in Close Encounters of the Third Kind and as a marine biologist in Jaws. Well, apparently he actually was a wireman. That's what they call them, going up telegraph, well, pylons, apparently. Martin will know all about that, but I didn't. I thought I'd just call him an electrical engineer. It makes it a bit easier for people to understand. Oh, Diane's just got involved here. Agree with Foxy Feet. Dosa Village, very good. And Tamara's Kitchen is nice as well. Excellent. Question number 10, starting with the letter A for April. Although we're now in May, let's not forget that. Starting with the letter A, best known for his works of science fiction and popular science, and honoured with the name of a crater on Mars. What was the surname of this famous American writer and professor? So question number 10, starting with the letter A, remember. Best known for his works of science fiction and popular science, and honoured with the name of a crater on Mars. What was the surname of this famous American writer and professor? Question number 11. You've guessed it, starts with the letter P, as in April. What can be a chocolate biscuit bar, a type of bird, and an adversary of Batman? So question 11 again. What can be a chocolate biscuit bar, a type of bird, and also an adversary of Batman? Well, the weather doesn't look set fair, does it, for tomorrow? I'm not really sure. I haven't been keeping up to date with the very latest forecast, but I know it's not been very good. I think we've got a bit of a storm coming in tomorrow, which is a shame as it's Bank Holiday Monday, which is it'll stop a lot of us going out, I suppose, but there we have it. Nothing like walking in the rain, I suppose. So question number 12. This is a tricky question. It's a one-word answer starting with the letter R. What is the name of a stringed instrument manufacturer based in Santa Ana, California? The company is credited as the first known maker of electric guitars back in 1932. Everybody will have heard of this, but it's whether you can remember the name of that company. So questions, of course, we've got a California team here, so they might know this one. So question number 12, what is the name of the stringed instrument manufacturer based in Santa Ana, California? The company is credited as the first known maker of electric guitars way back in 1932. That's interesting because they'd hardly developed electric amplifiers at that stage. Question number 13 takes you back to school in geometry. And this starts with the letter I. In geometry, what name is given to a triangle that has two sides of equal length? So question 13 again. In geometry, what name is given to a triangle that has two sides of equal length? That starts with the letter I. Makes it pretty straightforward. And finally, question number 14, starting with the letter L. Lloyd's of London has preserved which ship's salvaged bell that is now used for ceremonial purposes at their headquarters in London? Well, it was up until recently when it developed a crack, and I think they've actually stopped using it, but somebody might correct me on that one. So Lloyd's of London has preserved which ship's salvaged bell that is now used for ceremonial purposes at their headquarters in London? That starts with the letter L. Right then, everybody. Your answers should spell out, if you've got a correct, it should spell out Sunday, 2nd, that's 2nd of April, A-P-R-I-L. And I'm sorry we're in May, but never mind. I noticed that when we started the quiz. Daft sod. So Sunday, the 2nd of April. Okay, I don't think we need too long, do we? Does anybody need any more time, or have you got an answer for all those? Let's hope you have, and let's hope we've got all teams with all of them correct. Right then, here are the answers to the first round. Common name for that allium, of course, is a shallot. A shallot. Number 2, basically the Embalmers Monthly wanted to get away from the word undertaker. So something to do with undertaker or undertakers is what I was after. Embalmers Monthly. I can't believe there's a trade magazine called the Embalmers Monthly. Number 3, of course, is better known as niacin. Niacin. Number 4, every man is the architect of his own destiny. Number 5, the Greek letter, of course, is alpha, as in Alpha Centauri or Alpha Ursa Minoris or something like that. Number 6, that group was Yazoo, or that synth pop duo. Number 7, of course, it's 20 years that are celebrated. Number 8, born in Grantham, it was Nicholas Parsons. Number 9, what was the surname of the American actor? It was Dreyfuss, as in Richard Dreyfuss, of course, who starred as that marine biologist in Jaws, and Goodbye Girl, that's what he won his Oscar for. Number 10 was Isaac Asimov, I was after, just the surname of that science fiction writer. Number 11, of course, Penguin. Number 12, and that was a bit trickier, the manufacturer of the electric guitars, or the first manufacturer, they're called Rickenbacker. So well done if you got that. Number 13 was an isosceles triangle, and number 14, of course, is the lutein bell. The lutein bell. I think lutein, the ship sunk about 3 times. There were a number of different luteins, but never mind. Clive's just put, embalmers will be associated with death. Embalming live people is tricky legally. Probably not in France. Right then, out of a possible 14, we have David Ann Anderson straight in with the 14, PRS with the 14. We have the Weak Links with an 11. Faye McSorley, Booby Trial Girls are on 13 points. We've got Squeaky Bob on 14, Ian Miller's on 12. We've got Ian, Sarah, Russ and Joe on 11. We've got Michelle Gibbons on 14. Graham and Jane Gifford are on 13 points. We've got Jen Tracy on 13. Split the Difference have moved on to 14 points. Mike Yates is on 13. We got the Yorkies on a fantastic 12 points. Don Quizzotti, 14 points. Pinky and Perky are doing very well on 13. Quizzy Rascals also on 14 points. Pick a Mixer on 12. We've got the Rugby Rotary Club also doing very well on 14 points. Mick and Bev are on 12 points. We've got Penny Graham on 11. We've got Carol Green on 13 points. Debbie McCarthy is also on 13, as are the Famous Five. 3 teams there are on 13 points. Footy Fox 86, training a little at the moment on 8 points. Team UK USA on 14 points. I bet they got that one about the Rickenbacker. I'll be pleased to I'll be interested to know whether you got that one, Lisa. I'm sure you did, coming from California. So fantastic. We have a number of teams on full points. So without further ado, Home Alone 6 on 13 points. You got a full team yet, Roy and Carol? You'll have to let me know whether you got a full team tonight. Right, round number 2 is entitled Art and Literature. Trish is saying 10. We desperately need Anthony for music and entertainment. Oh, dear. Never mind, Trish. Let's see. Art and literature. He probably wouldn't help. Well, he might help you with this one, but you'll know these, I'm sure. Right, here we go then. Art and literature. Question number 1. In which 1988 Roald Dahl novel is Miss Trunchbull the headmistress of Cruncham Hall Primary School? So in which 1988 Roald Dahl novel is Miss Trunchbull the headmistress of Cruncham Hall Primary School? Cruncham Hall. Question number 2, I'm asking you to name some nationalities. So here we go. Between them, the 6 wives of Henry VIII were 3 different nationalities. Can you name them? I will give you half a point if you can name 2, but if you can get all 3 nationalities, I'll give you the full point. So between them, the 6 wives of Henry VIII were of 3 different nationalities. Can you name them? If there's any help, he didn't marry a Japanese one. Clearly that's not of any help, but never mind. Question number 3. Nothing like a bit of Dickens to get you going. Betsy Trotwood, Wilkins Micawber and Uriah Heep are all characters from which Charles Dickens novel? So question 3 again. Betsy Trotwood, Wilkins Micawber and Uriah Heep are all characters from which Charles Dickens novel? Yeah, you're right, Martin. I'm not quite sure how that's art and literature. Been a bit more history to me, that was. You're right. Never mind. Never mind, Martin. Well spotted. I was waiting for somebody to spot that one. Clearly, I must have shifted it from one round and stuck it in there without thinking what I was doing. I do that occasionally. Shift questions around because I think they're in an inappropriate category, but never mind. I suppose it's more history or a bit of geography, really. Perhaps I've moved it from the geography round. Question number 4. Which artist designed the cover for the Rolling Stones albums Sticky Fingers and Love You Live? So which artist designed the cover art for the Rolling Stones albums Sticky Fingers and Love You Live? Love You Live, even. Or live. Love You Live, Live You Live. Question number 5 is an interesting one. The Oscars ceremony in 1981, this is another one that's not really anything to do with art and literature, but never mind, was delayed by 1 day due to an assassination attempt on whom? Actually, what's that got to do with art and literature? I don't know where I got that from, but never mind. So question 5 again. The Oscars ceremony in 1981 was delayed by 1 day due to an assassination attempt on whom? I must stop chopping questions about sticking them in different rounds, but never mind. Ian's just put, Man United expect to receive a penalty following today's postponement. Jesus, don't they get enough already? They probably do, actually, Ian, but never mind. Oh, my goodness. This is a giveaway for one of the teams tonight. Question number 6. The phrase tilting at windmills is to refer to an attack on an imaginary enemy or problem that originates from which famous 17th century novel? So question 6 again. The phrase tilting at windmills is to refer to an attack of an imaginary enemy or problem that originates from which famous 17th century novel? Well, one team should get that at least. Question number 7. The 2009 novel Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel is a fictional account of whose rise to power in the court of King Henry VIII. Another Henry VIII question. Bit of literature in that one, surely. So the 2009 novel Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel is a fictional account of whose rise to power in the court of King Henry VIII. Ooh. Question number 8. In 1987, a new record was set for the highest paid work of art when a Vincent van Gogh painting featuring what type of flowers in a vase sold for almost $40 million. Never really worth it, that was it, surely. So in 1987, a new record was set for the highest paid work of art when a Vincent van Gogh painting featuring what type of flowers in a vase sold for almost $40 million. Question number 9. One for all the kids here. Or also the name of an English romantic poet born in 1770. What was the name of Jamie's dog in the 1970s TV series Jamie and the Magic Torch? What a stupid question that is. So also the name of an English romantic poet born in 1770. What was the name of Jamie's dog in the 1970s children's TV series Jamie and the Magic Torch. Jamie and the Magic Torch. It's a one-word answer I'm after. And surprisingly, it's the name of a poet. Knocking them back to that. I don't know about that, Ian. I always do. Right then, question number 10. Question number 10. Which fortnightly satirical magazine often refers to Rupert Murdoch as the Dirty Digger, Piers Morgan as the Piers Moron, and the Queen as Brenda? So question 10 again. Which fortnightly satirical magazine often refers to Rupert Murdoch as the Dirty Digger, Piers Morgan as the Piers Moron, and the Queen as Brenda? That's definitely got something to do with art and literature. Well, with the exception of a couple of those questions, which were clearly history or something else offbeat. Let's see how we've all fared after that round. I trust we've all got 10 answers down for those, whether they're right or wrong. We'll soon find out. So without further ado, I don't think we need much longer on that, do we? Make sure you've all argued amongst yourselves and got all the whoever's writing the answers down to make sure you've got 10 answers on your sheet. And then we'll do some marking. So here we go. Question number 1. In which 1988 Roald Dahl novel is Miss Trunchbull the headmistress of Crunchhamall Hall Primary School? That's Matilda, of course. Number 2, between them, the 6 wives of Henry VIII were 3 different nationalities. Well, of course, they were Spanish, German, and English. Spanish, German, and English. If you've got 2 of those 3, I'll give you half a point, of course. Number 3, Betsy Trotwood and Mcgregor and Uriah Heep all come from David Copperfield. Number 4 was Andy Warhol. Number 5, it was Ronald Reagan's assassination attempt that delayed the Oscars in 1981. The phrase tilting at windmills refers to the novel Don Quixote. Number 7, of course, it was Thomas Cromwell's rise to power in that book by the novel Wolf by Hilary Mantel. Number 8, sunflowers. Of course, sunflowers was what I was after. Number 9 was Wordsworth, as in the name of that dog. It's also the English romantic poet Wordsworth. And finally, Private Eye. I was after Private Eye for that satirical magazine. Now, Diane's put Flemish. Am I going to allow Flemish? Interesting. Don't know. What does everybody else think? Shall I allow Flemish? That presumably is what's the name of what's the name? Let's have a look. Yes, let's have some scores come in. Flanders Mare. Right, we've got some scores coming in, and we have. Wait a minute. Georgia Lambert, she was known as the Flanders Mare, wasn't she? Flanders Mare, Anna Cleese. I need to be a bit careful on that one. You'll have to give me a minute, and I'll have to do some. I'll have to do a little bit of digging on that just to make sure I'm not shooting myself in the foot, which I normally do. Georgia Lambert and the Yorkers are on 21.5. Grant Gibbs is on 22. If Diana will give me a minute, I will look that up, Diana, and just go on that one. Paris have moved on to 24 points. Ian Miller's on 19. We've got the Quizzy Rascals have moved on to 23. Mike Yates is on 20. We've got Mick Roberts on 21.5. Jen Tracy are on 23. Michelle and Chandler on 24. We've got Squeaky Bob on 24 points. We've also, wait a minute, where have I? Oh, it's just gone off the screen now. Squeaky Bob on 24. We've got Home Alone 6 on 22.5. Carol Green's on 23. The weaker links, they seem to be getting weaker. Never mind, Martin, you had a great score the other night. All right, 18 points. Faye and the Booby Prize Girls are on 21.5. Sarah's on 19. We've got Dave Anderson on 21.5. Pinky Perky on 22. Don Gazertio moved on to 24 points. Pick a Mixer on 21. We've got Footy Fox 86 on 14.5. If you allow Flemish, you should all allow Belgium. Well, I should, because, of course, the Flanders was part of Belgium. I need to look that up properly before I... so you'll have to give me a minute whether I give another point on that one. Kevin Keane and the Rugby Rose Club are on 23. Split the Difference and moved on to 24. Yes, Anne of Cleves was called the Flanders Mare. That does not mean to say. I'll find out where she was born. And that, of course, is the... she was born in Dusseldorf. If she was born in Dusseldorf, that means... her nationality was German. So that about sorts it out. I thought there was something there. It's never, you've got to be a bit careful what you think in some questions. Never mind. Debbie's on 23, Penny Graham's on 19. We've got Team UK, USA on 22. And we've got Dave Anderson on 21.5. Trish Ridgway's on 18. We've got the Famous Five on 22.5. Leslie put, no, I put Flemish, but she was German. Well, yeah, I suppose if she was born in Dusseldorf, which I would take Robin's that as a de facto answer, I am only going to allow Germany, which is what I got in the first place. So sorry about that. I know she was known as the Flanders Mare, but that's no. She was known as the Flemish Mare because of her plain looks. That sounds more like it. Does that mean most people that come from Holland look plain? Oh dear. Never mind. Right then, everybody. It's great to see a bit of something going on there. Yes, keep arguing amongst yourselves. That's what I like to see. Germany didn't exist at the same time either. Oh, well, never mind. I should have said which modern day country, shouldn't I? That would have helped. Right then, everybody. Sorry about that slight. Yes, Mr. Whatever. I will. Yes, right. We'll just move on. That's probably the best thing. Quizmaster's never wrong, but he always is. So here we go. Round number 3 is a connections round. I've done this specifically for the old Bangladesh chef and the cricket. Ross has just joined us. So she's saying Ross Vick, the old Bangladesh chef and the cricketer. Internet problems, 1724 so far. Oh, great. I'm with you, Ross. Sorry, you've got 17 out of 20. Well, fair play to you. He's doing all right. He's had internet problems. Right. Well, let's hope you've caught up now and the internet's okay for you. So round number 3 is a connections round. We've got 9 questions on general knowledge, plus a final question asking for a connection between the previous 9 answers. This I've just done especially for Carol Green to test her lateral thinking capabilities. So here we go. Question number 1. In football, what word is commonly used to refer to a pass from a wide area of the pitch towards the centre of the pitch near the opponent's goal? Just a one-word answer I'm after. So in the game of football, what word is commonly used to refer to a pass from a wide area of the pitch towards the centre of the pitch near the opponent's goal? Yes, that's a bit too stupid, isn't it? A bit too easy, that one. One-word answer I'm after. Number 2 is also a sporting question. Irvin Johnson was first dubbed with what nickname as a 15-year-old, second-year student playing for Everett High School in Lancing when he recorded a triple-double of 36 points, 18 rebounds, and 16 assists? And it's a one-word nickname I'm after, so Irvin Johnson was first dubbed with what nickname as a 15-year-old second-year student playing for Everett High School in Lancing when he recorded a triple-double, whatever that is, of 36 points, 18 rebounds, and 16 assists? You'll have all have heard of him. Very famous. Question number 3. What 4-letter word can go after post, bar, and sort to give 3 new words or phrases? Dean's just put, a ship in the Suez Canal carrying blue paint crashed into a ship carrying red paint. The crew of both ships are marooned. Were marooned. Oh, that's very clever. Very good indeed. I like that one, Dean. Keep them coming. Come on, Roy. It's time for you to come back with one there. Question number 4. What is the first letter in the alphabet that does not begin the name of any UK cities? I'm sure we've had that before. So what is the first letter in the alphabet that does not begin the name of any UK cities? Now, do remember, Carol, we're looking for a connection between the previous answers you've got down. The sooner you get the connection, the easier the answers become. So question number 5, what word appears in the names of many islands off the southern coast of Florida and comes from a Spanish word meaning small island, surprisingly? So question 5 again, what word appears in the names of many islands off the southern coast of Florida and comes from a Spanish word meaning small island? Again, a one-word answer. One, again, you'll all have heard of. Question number 6 is a bit trickier. For all you Westlife fans, what was the first word in the title of Westlife's first UK #1 hit single? May help if you've got the connection now. So what was the first word in the title of Westlife's first UK #1 hit single? What's that? Question number 7. As it happens with me all the time when I try and play. In the game of golf, what word is traditionally shouted when there is a chance that a ball might hit someone? So question 7 again. In the game of golf, what word is traditionally shouted when there is a chance that a ball might hit someone? Question number 8, which Lydia and I took half an hour trying to rewrite this question. We eventually made it a lot easier than it was. Which astronaut born Edwin Eugene in 1930 is known by his nickname, which he eventually adopted as his first name? So question 8 again, which astronaut born Edwin Eugene in 1930 is known by his nickname, which he eventually adopted as his first name? Question number 9, a bit of computing here. Which company developed the web search engine Bing? It always pops up on my computer when I don't want it, but never mind. So which company developed the web search engine Bing? And finally, of course, what is the connection between the previous 9 answers? And if it's any help, it's a one-word connection. So question number 10, what is the connection between the previous 9 answers? Right then, I'll give you just a minute to try and figure that one out. So then, has everybody got something planned for Bank Holiday Monday? I know our Rotary Club will actually be happy that we're not doing the spring fair this year on the Morton Wreck, because of course bad weather is always we pray for good weather, and when it happens we normally have a very good day, but bad weather, it's a waste of time doing anything really, but never mind. So yeah, plan B. We'll have to wait for next year, I think, with that one. Squeaky Pub looking after my poorly old mum. Well, that's a shame, Squeaky Pub. I hope she picks up and is okay for tomorrow. Well, we'll see. What's that? Go to water the garden and wash the car. You might not need to wash the car. We'll just go out there with the sponge, I suppose, Matthew. That's the answer. Right, has everybody got that kind of connection? Do we need any more time? Carol, have you got the connection tonight, or do you need a bit more time to try and do that lateral thinking? I know you hate connection rounds, but the more you do, the better it'll get, surely. Okay then, everybody. Does anybody need any more time? Just quickly write it down in the chat column if you need a bit more time. If not, I'll get on, because possibly not the hardest connection tonight, I hope. As I said, it's a one-word connection. I've had a go, said Carol. Excellent. Well done, Carol. Right then, here we go. Don't think anybody said they need any extra time, so let's hope you've all got the correct answers. So in football, the word that's commonly used, it's a cross, of course, a cross. Number 2, that guy, Everin Johnson's better known as Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, a very well-known player. Number 3, the 4-word letter that can go, sorry, the 4-letter word that can go after post, bar, and sort, of course, is code. Number 4, what is the first letter in the alphabet that does not begin the name of any UK cities? That's F. Although I was thinking Falkirk, but that's a town. Number 5, what word appears in the names of many islands off the southern coast of Florida? They're Keys. Number 6, what was the first word in the title Westlife's first UK #1 hit single? It was swear, as in swear it again. It's one I wouldn't have had a clue on, to be fair. So well done if you got that one. Number 7, in golf, what word is traditionally shouted when there's a chance that the ball might hit you, which is always the case when I'm on the course? It's 4. 4. Number 8, of course, that astronaut, Edwin Eugene, better known as Buzz Aldrin. Number 9, which company developed the web search engine Bing? That's Microsoft. And, of course, the connection to the previous 9 answers is the word word. Crossword, magic word, code word, the F word, keyword, swear word, 4-word, buzzword, and Microsoft Word. So well done if you got word. I did put it in the, I did tell you it was a one-word answer, but never mind. So well done if you got those. Let's have some scores in before we go into the initial letter link. Right, the weak links have moved on to a fantastic 27 points. So well played, the weak links. Fame the Booby Prize girls moved on to 30.5 for the famous 5 on 32.5. Carol saying, yes, I got it. Excellent. David and Anderson have moved on to 30, with Jed and Tracy have moved on to 33 points. Home Alone close behind. Home Alone 6 on a fantastic 32.5 with PRS on 34 points, yet to drop a point. PRS. Sarah, Russ and James and Joe on 29 points, with Mike on 28 points. Kevin Keenan and the Rugby Rotary Club have moved on to a very credible 33 points. Mick Roberts now on 28.5, with Don Quixote also on 33 points. Well played them. Michelle Gibbons is also on 33 points. So Michelle and Charlie doing very well. I don't know whether James has joined you yet. Graham Gifford and Graham and Jane have moved on to 31, with Pick a Mix who are doing very well on 31 as well. Georgie Lambert and the Yorkies, along with Linda, on 29.5. Ross has moved on to 26 points, and Penny Graham on 25, with Ian Miller on 27. Footy Fox 86 has moved on to 22.5, with Chris, and split the difference on 33 points. Pinky and Perky are on 29. Carol Green's moved on to 31. Lisa Lasky, Team UK USA on 32. With the Ridgeways on 25.5. Squeaky Bob's on 30. And we've got Debbie McCarthy on 31 points. Diane's just saying it was the husband arguing Flemish. You don't have to worry about it. I knew she was known as the Flanders Mary. I didn't even make the connection, but never mind. And Dave's saying, forget the half, 30 and the half points. Excellent. Buzz Aldrin's mother's maiden name was Moon. Really? Yes, it was. Yes, I do remember that. It was. Helen and I were out for a drive today and went past a man crying in an RAC van. I thought he's heading for a breakdown. See you, Roy. Oh, that was a very good one. And 33 points for the Quizzy Rascals. So at the moment, we've got the Quizzy Rascals on 33, Team UK USA on 32. We've got Squeaky Bob on 30. We've got Carol Green on 31. We've got Split the Difference on 33. We've got Pick a Mix on 31. The Givens are on 31. We've got the Gibbons are on 33. We've got Don Quixote on 33. We've got the Rugby Rotary Club on 33. PRS, however, at the moment, and Home Alone are on 32.5. Jed and Tracy are on 33. Famous Five, 32.5. So some great scores. We've got 30.5 for anybody in the 30 is doing really well, but out in the lead, yet to drop a point. We've got PRS. Fantastic full score so far, 34 points. Right, here we go then. Round number 4, initial letter link. Let's hope that nobody drops a point on this round. Let's keep it all nice and close. Not too tricky. These are 10 questions, general knowledge, where the answer to the final question can be spelt out by rearranging the letters of the first word and the first 9 answers. We'll get the idea when we get there. So question number 1, listen carefully. What word can mean both a female nature sprite in Greek mythology, or spirit even, and an immature form of an insect that does not change greatly as it grows? So question 1 again, what word can mean both a female nature spirit in Greek mythology and an immature form of an insect that does not change greatly as it grows? It's a one-word answer I'm after. Question number 2. What are found on roses as the first of the singer's favourite things in the Sound of Music song, My Favourite Things? You've got to sing it through your head. That's if you've seen the Sound of Music, of course. So what are found on roses as the first of the singer's favourite things in the Sound of Music song, My Favourite Things? And as I was singing along to that, of course, if it is anybody's birthday this week, or in the next few days, or previous few days, do let me know so that we can sing them happy birthday. So question 2 again, what are found on roses as the first of the singer's favourite things in the Sound of Music song, My Favourite Things? Question number 3, back to some sporting questions. After agreeing a deal with Hitachi in 1979, who were the first professional football team in England to have a sponsor's logo on their shirts? So question 3 again. After agreeing a deal with Hitachi in 1979, who were the first professional football team in England to have a sponsor's logo on their shirts? Robin's just said there's a TV channel in parts of Austria that just plays The Sound of Music. God. So you know what's going to happen when you tune into that one then? Dear God. Question number 4. This is a bit trickier. This, again, a good sports question, this one. What is the name of the town in Italy that is home to the racetrack that hosted the San Marino Grand Prix between 1981 and 2006? So in other words, for 25 years, I suppose. See if my maths is right. So what is the name of the town in Italy that is home to the racetrack that hosted the San Marino Grand Prix between 1981 and 2006? It's a one-word answer I'm after. Oh, gonna get me soft pillow. I'd forgotten my soft pillow. Cushion, sorry. Wife's correcting me. It's not a pillow, it's a cushion, apparently. Question number 5. Listen carefully. Which ongoing TV series has featured police investigations known as Operation Pear Tree and Operation Lighthouse? Very up to date, this one. So which ongoing TV series has featured police investigations known as Operation Pear Tree and Operation Lighthouse? I can't hear you. No, that's fair enough. Carol's just said it was in the Sun crossword yesterday. Interesting. I don't know what you mean, question 4 or 5, but never mind. No comment. That's it. Keep quiet. No comment. Oh dear, for the mother of God. For the mother of God. Right then, question number 6. The embassy of which country sent a letter to Albert Einstein on November the 17th, 1952, officially offering him the presidency, but which Einstein subsequently declined? Yeah, I thought so, Carol. That's a good one if you got that then. Well done. So question 6 again. The embassy of which country sent a letter to Albert Einstein on November the 17th, 1952, officially offering him the presidency, but which Einstein subsequently declined? Question number 7. Which rugby union star who played outside centre for Bath and Gloucester and won 75 caps for England married Zara Phillips in 2011? So question 7 again. Which rugby union star who played outside centre for Bath and Gloucester and won 75 caps for England married Zara Phillips in 2011? Question number 8. I'm sure we've had this before as well, phrased slightly differently. Just months after the party was founded, who took over from Laurie Flynn as leader of the ALBA political party in March 2021? So not long ago. So as just months after the party was founded, who took over from Laurie Flynn as leader of the ALBA party in March of 2021? I hope you're keeping up. Question number 9. Which fictional character has been played in films by both Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor? Very famous person. Well, very famous fictional character anyway. So which fictional character has been played in films by both Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor? I'm not sure as I've been able to spell it, but there you go. And finally, question number 10. The first letters of the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of which British rock band who formed in 1979 and named themselves after a collection of stories by J.R.R. Tolkien. And if it's any help, it's not Coldplay. So the first letters of the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of which British rock band even, who formed in 1979 and named themselves after a collection of stories by J.R.R. Tolkien. Not a lot of people know that. Right, I'll let you work those out because that you may need a bit of extra time to try and work out if you've got the name of the band. Again, it's 9 letters, of course, the answer, and it's a 1-word answer, the name of that band. Very famous rock band. I've even got it, some of their, I've got one album on vinyl, I have to say. Right, look carefully at all your answers. Take the initial letter of each of those answers, most of which are 1 word, not all. No, they're not. I'll give up with that, forget that. Take the initial letters of all your answers. Very famous, maybe slightly pushing it. Okay, Robin. That's not you being picky again, is it? No, it might be pushing it slightly. Let's say that everybody doing the quiz tonight should have heard of them, which makes them more famous than me. Oh no, they've probably all heard of me as well. Right, does anybody need any extra time to try and work those out? Diane saying from Dalkeith. Have you worked them all out, Ange? Yeah. All right. Well, one team's worked them all out. Anybody need any extra time, or are we happy to mark that round? I don't think it was that tricky. I think that sports, the racetrack was particularly tricky, but never mind. Okay then, everybody. Doesn't appear that anybody wants any extra time, so let's just go straight into this one. The word that can mean both a female nature, spirit in Greek mythology and an immature form of an insect is a nymph. A nymph. I gave you an N, of course. Number 2, what are found on roses? That's raindrops on roses. Raindrops on roses and can't think of the next. Was it whiskers on kittens? Is that the second line? Oh, I should have memorise that really, but never mind. Question number 3, after agreeing a deal with Hitachi, of course, the professional football team, it was Liverpool I was after. Number 4, that race circuit is known as Imola. Well done if you got that. Number 5, of course, for the mother of Christ, of course, was Line of Duty, which is on tonight, the final episode. I'm sure a lot of people will be glued to that tonight, but you can always catch up, of course. BBC iPlayer and whatever else. Number 6, the embassy in which country sent a letter to Albert Einstein. They call him the greatest Jew of all time. That was Israel. Number 7, the rugby union star I wanted was Mike Tyndall. Number 8, of course, was Alex Salmond and the Alba Party. Number 9, Ewan McGregor and Alec Guinness both played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars films franchise, of course. And finally, number 10, the first letter of the previous 9 answers could be rearranged to spell the name Marillion. That's, okay, famous, very famous, maybe famous rock band who named themselves after a collection of stories by Tolkien. So well done if you got that right. We've got some scores coming in. Squeaky Pob straight in with a fantastic 37 points. So well played, Squeaky Pob. Let's have some more scores in, see how we're doing. We've got Jed and Tracy on 41 points. Now, any team at the moment over 40 is doing very well. We've got the Weak Links on 37. We've got Mick Roberts on 37.5. PRS, 44 points. They're yet to drop a point. David Anderson on 40. We've got Michelle and Charlie on 42 points. We've got the Rugby Roach Club still doing remarkable on 43 points. We've got Home Alone 6 on 41.5. Graham, the Giffords, that's Graham and Jane Giffen on 38 points. We've got Sarah, Russ, Jones and Joe on 38 points. We've got the Famous 5, 42.5 points. We've got Georgie Lambert and Rory, Georgie and Linda on 37.5 points. Don Quixote, 43 points. Carol Green, yes, she said 10 there, making a fantastic 41 points. A well played, Carol. We've got Pinky and Perky moved on to 39 points with Debbie McCarthy on 41, alongside Pigger Mix on 41 points. We've got Ian Miller on 35. Split the difference, 43 points. Footy Fox 86 and moved on to 27.5 with Trish and Paul Ridgway on 32.5 points. We've got Ross Morley now moved on to 30 with Fame at Sawley and the Blue Prize Girls on 40.5. Penny is saying, oh dear, 30 points. Never mind, Penny. I hope you're learning something as we go. Lisa Lasky, Team UK, USA, 41 points with Mike Yates not far behind and the team on 37 points. So well played, Mike. Right, then we've got a number of teams in the 40s, not least Team UK USA on 41. We've got split difference, 43. Pigger Mix, 41. Debbie McCarthy, 41 points. We've got Carol Green, 41 points. Don Quixote, 43 points. The Famous 5, 42.5 points. We've got Home Alone 6, 41.5. Got the Rugby Roach, we've got 43 points. Michelle and Charlie on 42 points. Dave Anderson on 40 points. We've got PRS, however, in the lead still, 44 points. And anybody else? Right. Fantastic scores. So we've still got 3 or 4 teams vying for top spot. And, of course, the last round can always sort the boys from the girls. No, that's the wrong thing to say. The wheat from the chaff. Let's put it like that. Right, here we go then. Round number 5 is a very straightforward geography round. 10 questions on general knowledge, all about geography. So we're starting off. Question number 1. At which tourist attraction in the United Kingdom would you find a ring of 56 chalk pits that are collectively known as the Aubrey Holes? So which tourist attraction in the United Kingdom would you find a ring of 56 chalk pits that are known collectively as the Aubrey Holes? There's some great scores in there. No, everybody's done remarkably well tonight. So all the Quiz Your Rascals have also got 43 points. Oh, God. Royce just said, I was fishing around for the answer to number 10. Nice one, Roy. Right, question number 2. Let's hope you're not fishing for this one. The world's largest coral reef system is located off the coast of which northeastern Australian state? So I just need to know the name of the state. So the world's largest coral reef system is located off the coast of which northeastern Australian state? It's all right if you know your Australian geography, I suppose. Question number 3, another country we can't go to at the moment. Not that we can go to any anyway, but never mind. In which country would you find Benazir Bhutto International Airport? Ian's just saying, been there last year now. What's that, Benazir Bhutto Airport or the Australian state? So question number 3 again. In which country would you find Benazir Bhutto International Airport? Question number 4. This is a place the wife and I, and in fact all our quiz team went to last year. So let's hope they get it right. Bakewell is the largest town wholly located within which national park of the United Kingdom? So question number 4 again. Bakewell is the largest town wholly located within the national park of the United Kingdom. We went to this famous Bakewell pie shop or whatever. It wasn't, we didn't have Bakewell tart. What did we have? Was it Bakewell pudding we had, didn't we? Yeah. And we didn't think much of it. We should have had the Bakewell tart, but never mind. Yes, we had the Bakewell tart. We had the Bakewell pudding, but it wasn't as good as the Bakewell tart, I'm sure. So question 6 again. 4 again. Bakewell is the largest town wholly located within which national park of the United Kingdom? Pudding, that's right, Bakewell pudding. But it wasn't that good. This was supposed to be the shop that had the best, you know. Been making it for years. Anyway, enough of that. Question number 5. Which of the following continents is more populated? I'm going to give you the choice. Is it North America or South America? So question 5 again. Which of the following continents is more populated? I'll give you the choice. Is it North America or is it South America? That's a good question, that one. I think I could have easily blown that, thinking too much. Question number 6. Named after the upper part of a well-known river, what is the one-word title of a student magazine publication at the University of Oxford established in 1892? I've got the wrong answer down there, Liz. I'll tell you what the answer is before you write it down. So question 6 again. Named after the upper part of a well-known river, what is the one-word title of a student magazine publication at the University of Oxford established in 1892? Just going to change this word slightly at the end of the next one, Liz. Just listen to what I say. Question number 7. Crescent-shaped and measuring about 2,550 kilometres in length and 69 kilometres in width. What word follows Mariana to give the full name of the deepest part of any ocean on Earth? So question 7 again, crescent shaped and measuring about 2,500 kilometers in length and 69 kilometers in width. What word follows Mariana to give the full name of the deepest part of any ocean on Earth? I've missed the word is out of that as well, mate. The next question, Luke, after the word city, is. Oh, God. Question number 8. Bordering the states of Maryland and Virginia, which city is defined by its imposing neoclassical monuments and buildings and is located on the Potomac River? So question 8 again, bordering the states of Maryland and Virginia, which city is defined by its imposing neoclassical monuments and buildings and is located on the Potomac River? Question number 9, this is not too testing. The Strait of Gibraltar links the Atlantic Ocean to which sea, apparently the 10th largest in the world? I would have thought it was bigger than that, but apparently it's not. So question number 9, the Strait of Gibraltar links the Atlantic Ocean to which sea, apparently the 10th largest in the world? Well, I think we should have all got that one, shouldn't we? So finally, question number 10, the term Cockney traditionally refers to someone who was born within earshot of what bells located in a church which was rebuilt in 1683 after the Great Fire of London? So question 10 again, the term Cockney traditionally refers to someone who was born within earshot of what bells, which were located in a church which was rebuilt in 1683 after the Great Fire of London. There we have it, 10 general knowledge questions on geography. Hope they weren't too testing and you could have a go at most of those. And I hope the scores are still fairly tight as we go into the last round, which of course is just 10 general knowledge questions on some general trivia to keep you going. So here we go. Here are the answers to the previous round. I trust we don't need any longer, do we? Make sure your team captain or whoever writes the answers down has got a full set of answers written down. And now we'll do some marking. So number 1, the tourist attraction with the Aubrey Holes. Yeah, Ian's just saying, only trouble with going to Oz is that bloody flight. You're right, Ian. I was very fortunate. At the age of 17, I flew first class to Australia. Then I flew first class back. But I did work for BP at the time. And it was a very nice experience. However, I was tired. So there we have it. Question number 1. At which tourist attraction in the UK would you find a ring of 56 chalk pits known as the Aubrey Holes? That's Stonehenge, of course. Number 2 was Queensland. Number 3, the country where you'd find Benazir Bhutto International Airport, of course, is Pakistan. Number 4, Bakewell is in the Peak District. Number 5, North America has the highest population. Number 6, named after the upper part of a well-known river. What's the one-word title? The student magazine of the Oxford University. It's ISIS. Number 7, of course, is Trench, as in the Mariana Trench. Number 8, I was after Washington, D.C., which sits on the Potomac River and borders the states of Maryland and Virginia. The Straits of Gibraltar links the Atlantic with the Mediterranean, of course. And finally, the term Cockney tradition refers to someone who was born within earshot of Bow Bells. I think it's... Oh, Isis. Isis was the name of the river. It's the upper reaches of the River Thames, of course. That's it. Right, Dave Anderson. David Anderson straight in with 50 points. Blimey. We're doing very well tonight. So David Anderson on 50 points. Got Mike Yates. Mike Yates on 9. You don't need 9, do you, Mike? PRS, 53 points. Martin Davis, the weak links, moved on to 46. Jed and Tracy have moved on to 49. We've got Sarah, Russ, James and Joe on 44 points. We've got Mick Robertson and Bev on 47.5 points. Mike Yates said 46, I mean. Yes, I thought you did, Mike. Ian Miller's on 43. Graham and Jane are on 47 points. Carol Green's moved on to 51 points. Ross Morley's moved on to 41. Don Quizzote, 53 points. John O'Rourke and the Famous Five, 51.5 points. Pinkenberger moved on to 47 points. Some great scores coming in here. We've got Michelle, Charlie and James on... Oh, that's if James has joined you yet. 52 points. Pick Mixer on 50. Rugby Road Club, 53 points. Georgie Lambert and the Russ and the Linda on 42.5 points for the Yorkies. Faye's on 43.5 for the Booby Rose Girls. Got Penny Graham on 10. They've added 10 to their score, giving them 40. Debbie McCarthy's moved on to 51 points. Great score there with Home Alone 6 not far behind on 49.5. Squeaky Bob have moved on to 45 with Paul and Trish. Good round there, 40.5 points. Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals have also moved on to 53 points. Footy Fox 86, 32.5. We split the difference on 53 points. Team UK, USA, they dropped a couple there, unfortunately, with their UK geography knowledge, no doubt, on 48 points. So well played them. Now then, it appears to me we've got the Quizzy Rascals, 53 points. James is not with us. The demon drink has had him in clutches. Well, that's fair enough. There's nothing wrong with the demon drink. I'm not sure as I can manage this last round. Yeah. I'm on plum port at the moment. A bottle which was brought to me this afternoon, a ruby red and deep, whatever, very fine ale by any standards. Right then, enough of that. We have split the difference, 53 points. The Quizzy Rascals, 53 points. Debbie McCarthy, 51 points. Rugby Rotary Club, 53 points. Pick a Mix, 50 points. Michelle and Charlie, 52 points. John O'Rourke and the Famous Five, 51.5 points. Don Quizzote, 53 points. Carol Green, 51 points. We've got PRS, 53 points, and Dave and Ann Anderson on 50 points. So anybody in the 50s at the moment's got a good chance. PRS dropped 1 point there, which was has brought everybody else a little bit closer. So it's all down to the last round. So good luck to everybody. I hope you don't wince at all these questions, but never mind. We'll start off with question number 1, which is a good old testing quiz question, which teams should know. So here we go then. Question number 1. Which cartoon couple were the first to be shown in bed together on primetime television? And it wasn't just a cartoon couple. They were the first people ever on primetime television to be shown in bed together. They just happened to be a cartoon couple. So obviously I need their first and surnames. I probably should have put a date. It goes back a little while, but not that far. The original question read, which couple were the first to be shown in bed together on primetime television? But I changed it to include cartoon to make it a little bit easier for you. Well, I hope I made it a bit easier for you. Maybe I didn't. Question number 2. This is often one of the quiz questions on the chase in a different way of putting it. What is the style of architecture that emerged in the 1950s and grew out of the early 20th century's modernist movement? Buildings are characterized by their massive monolithic appearance with a rigid geometric style and the large-scale use of poured concrete. It's a one-word answer I'm after. It's a style of architecture. It's often on the chase, this one. So what is the style of architecture that emerged in the 1950s and grew out of the early 20th century modernist movement? Buildings are characterized by their massive monolithic appearance with a rigid geometric style and the large-scale use of poured concrete. I can think of a couple of buildings in Rugby which are done in this style. Both look awful, but never mind. Question number 3 is a one-word answer with a name meaning an organism that lives in or on another organism. What became the first non-English language film to win a Best Picture Oscar in 2019? It's a film I haven't seen yet. I want to see that. So question 3 again, with a name meaning an organism that lives in or on another organism. What became the first non-English language film to win a Best Picture Oscar in 2019? Dean saying, I blame Rugby Cement. You're right, Dean. Their head office does. It's not really an example of it, I have to say, but it's getting close. There's a building on Corporation Street in Rugby, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's one of the engineering firms. And that is it Morgan-esque? Yeah, Morgan-esque. Is it Morgan-esque? Oh, whatever. Yeah, that's an example of that style of architecture. Question number 4. This is a stupid question. So you might be blaming me for losing the quiz over this one. In California, see, I'm giving it to the USA team here. In California, it is illegal to buy what type of spring-loaded trap unless you have a hunting license? So question 4 again. In California, it is illegal to buy what type of spring-loaded trap unless you have a hunting license? You might not be far off there, Ian. I'm sure we'll get a few interesting answers for this one. Question number 5. What now common word is derived from a Japanese translation meaning picture word? So question 5. What now common word is derived from a Japanese translation meaning picture word? Just a one-word answer. It's something I know a lot of you use a lot of. I use them very sparingly. Because there's a good reason for that. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But never mind. And question number 6, staying on a Japanese theme, Yakigasen is a team game from Japan involving competitors throwing what at each other? I'm going to give you the choice here. Is it snowballs, sushi, or seaweed? Well done, Dean. I'm sure a few other people can do that as well. So question number 6 again. I said, as staying on a Japanese theme, Yukigassen. Yukigassen is a team game from Japan involving competitors throwing what at each other? I'll give you the choice. Is it snowballs, sushi, or seaweed? No, it's not darts, Ian. No, that doesn't come close. Or spears, or anything silly like that. I don't think it's life-threatening. Let's put it like that. Grenades. Have you got Oldie doing the quiz tonight? Yeah, he'll know this one then. Come on, Ian. You'll know this one. Ian Wilson, this is. Before Tony Blair, this is question 7. Before Tony Blair, who was the previous leader of the Labour Party to win a general election? So question 7 again. Before Tony Blair, who was the previous leader of the Labour Party to win a general election? You'll be pleased to know there's not any more daft questions now. We've got that one out of the way. Question number 8. A gold-plated Oscar statuette depicts a figure holding what object in both hands? Again, I'm going to give you a choice. Is it a sword, a shield, or a roll of film? So question 8 again. A gold-plated Oscar statuette depicts a figure holding what object in both hands? I'll give you the choice. Is it a sword, a shield, or a roll of film? And for those that are interested, Oscar statuettes are actually made of bronze and they're gold plated, and they have been since a long time ago. However, during the wars, they actually made them out of plaster of Paris because they haven't got any metal. But those that have won awards during the wars were later invited to pick up real ones at a later date. Yes, very interesting, but never mind. Right, question number 9. This is an interesting one. Starting from Owl Lane outside the Royal Oak pub in Gawthorpe, the annual World Coal Carrying Championships take part in which English county? And as it's a county with a number of cardinal points in it, I will give you half a point if you get the county and half a point if you can get the cardinal point. That's the cardinal compass point, which gives it away a bit. So starting from Owl Lane outside the Royal Oak pub in Gawthorpe, the annual World Coal Carrying Championships take part in which English county? Surprisingly, there are 3 categories. There's adult male, adult female, and a children's category, or a minors category, as they call it. A minors category. Oh, that's even worse. Sorry. Oh dear, oh dear. And they have different weight limits, obviously. So I'll give you half a point for the cardinal compass point and half a point for the county. But you should know the county, obviously. And finally, question 10 to sort you all out tonight. And finally, Miss Gatsby and Miss Tibbs were 2 elderly residents who regularly appeared in which UK TV sitcom? So question 10 again, I said, and finally, Miss Gatsby and Miss Tibbs were 2 elderly residents, and they're a bit deaf, who regularly appeared in which UK TV sitcom? And they played it very well. Right, there we have it. 10 silly questions. Well, not really. A number of those were pretty straightforward. Just a couple of silly ones in there. So I will just give you a minute to get all the correct answers down and have an argument amongst the rest of your team as to what you want to put down for 1 or 2 of those. But it's been great to see so many people. Do feel free to hit the like button at the bottom of the screen. That always helps. And of course, if you've not subscribed already to my YouTube channel, do, because it does help getting the link together when I can't get it properly on Facebook, as I couldn't tonight. Don't know what was going on. I couldn't get the graphic on, or it didn't seem to work, but never mind. We'll fight that another day and see how we go. Right then, everybody. Does anybody need any more time, or are we happy to do some marking after the final round there? Do remember, we'll be doing our normal Wednesday night quiz. Again, it will be 8:15 start. 6 rounds of daft questions, all about a bit of general knowledge. And I hope every week somebody puts something into their memory banks to learn from the next time. Anyway, right, here we go then. Let's do some marking the last round. The cartoon couple that were the first to be shown on primetime television in bed together, in fact, it was their first couple ever in bed together, were Fred and Wilma Flintstone. So well done if you got that. That was a bit of a tricky one. Question number 2. The style of architecture I wanted was called brutalism. Brutalism, which is a major use of concrete. A lot of big buildings like that. Question number 3. Of course, I wanted the Best Picture Oscar was for the film called Parasite. Number 4. In California, it is illegal to buy what type of spring-loaded trap unless you have a hunting license. That is a mousetrap. Well done if you got that one. A mousetrap. You can't buy a mousetrap, apparently, in California unless you have a hunting license. But apparently you can buy a hunting license at the age of 12. So, yeah, perhaps it's not that bad. Question number 5, of course, was an emoji, picture word in Japanese, an emoji, of which somebody gave me an example. Number 6, competitors throw snowballs at each other in that team game, yokigassen or whatever it's called. That's obviously because the Northern Islands of Japan are often covered in snow. Number 7, before Tony Blair, the previous leader of the Labour Party to win a general election was Harold Wilson. Number 8, the gold-plated Oscar statuette depicts a figure holding a sword, both hands over it, vertically downwards. Number 9, starting from Owl Lane outside the Royal Oak pub in Gawthorpe, the annual World Coal Carrying Championships take place in West Yorkshire. West Yorkshire. Well done if you got that. And finally, Miss Gatsby and Miss Tibbs, 2 elderly residents who regularly appeared in Fawlty Towers. Oh, Mr. Fawlty, they used to come down moaning at him all the time. They didn't. He loved them, really. So very well done if you got Fawlty Towers. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in after that rather tricky last round. I hope you haven't dropped too many points. There were a couple of little sods in there, but never mind. And we had 4 or 5 teams tying, so let's see whether we've got an out-and-out winner or not tonight. So it's our 12th quiz tonight, so we're doing very well. Right then, we have George Lambert and the Yorkies. They ended up on 49.5 points. We got Squeaky Bob ended up on 53. Dave and Ann Anderson, 58.5. Got 40 Fox 86 on 40 points. Paula Lewis and the Quiz Rascals on 62 points. Sarah, Russ Jones and Joe on 51.5 points. We've got Home Alone 6 on 57.5 points with Mike Yates on 54. Debbie McCarthy, a very respectable 60 points. Leslie Barrett ends up on 50. Well played, Leslie. We've got Jen and Tracy on 55 points. Ian Miller ends up on 48. Mick Roberts, 54.5. Ross is going 47. Pooh, oh dear, never mind. Martin Davis, oh dear, 52.5 for a very, very weak links tonight. Never mind, Famous 5, 59 points. Pick and Mix end up on 58. Penny Graham on 48 points. Don Quixote, 61 points. Paul and Trish Ridge end up on 54.5. Sorry, 45.5. Graham Gifford on 54.5. PRS, we've got 63 points. Well played, PRS. Repeats of Fawlty Towers on the other night. Yes, they were. Faye McSorley on 49.5. We gave it our best. Well played, Faye. Disastrous last round, said Carol, 58 points. It was a bit tricky. Ross ends up on 47.5. Well played, Michelle, said 58.5. Caught us out on the tricky ones. As always, most enjoyable. Pink and Pig on 53.5. In the name of the mother, the father, and the wee donkey, we were terrible. Split the difference, end up on 63 points. Kevin King and the Rugby Rose Club on 62.5 points. Don't tell me they got West Yorkshire, East Yorkshire, South Yorkshire. Graham Gifford, they've ended up with, they haven't. Team UK USA on 57 points. So let's have a look. Graham Gifford off to watch Line of Duty. No what? Well, we don't want to know anything because I was saying to the wife, we're saving the whole series so we can watch the whole thing back to back on 2 nights viewing or something like that, or 3 nights viewing, whatever else. So we don't want to know anything. So let's have a look at the scores. It appears we have a tie at the top with Split the Difference and PRS, both on a fantastic 63 points. So well played them. Big congratulations to those 2 teams. They were hotly pursued by the Rugby Rotary Club on 62.5 points. Another fantastic score, dropping half a point possibly in that last round. Then we had another fantastic score from Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals, 62 points. How close could it have been? And then, did we have anybody else in the 60s? I don't know. Let's have a look. Debbie McCarthy managed a 60. I think that's a fantastic effort for you, Debbie. Well played, you. We also had Don Quixote, of course, 61 points. So well played, the whole of the Don Quixote team, and thanks for joining us tonight. Did we have anybody else in the 60? PRS, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going through to make sure we had. Who's that? Well, I've got you. I've already said you. So, yeah, winning scores tonight, as I said, were Split Difference and PRS, who share the honours on 63, with the Rugby Rotary Club on 62.5. Well played them. And fantastic, Don Quixote 61. And, of course, as I say, the Quizzy Rascals on 62 points. So well done, everybody, and thanks for taking part tonight. It's been a very close thing tonight, and there's some excellent scores. So I hope you've all learned one useless fact, even if it is you need a hunting license to own a mousetrap, apparently, or buy a mousetrap in California. What a stupid question that was, but never mind. So good night, all, and thanks for taking part. Hopefully, I'll see most of you again on Wednesday. If you want to come and take part on Wednesday night, it'll be 8 for 8:15 when we can get going. And if not, come and join us again next Sunday. So it's good night from me. It's good night from Lydia. And it's good night from Ange. So good night, all of us. Cheers.